Week 2 picks. First game, Packers at Falcons. Okay, so we were impressed with the Packers last week, but we got to be careful because they were playing against the Bears. So for as good as the Packers look, the Bears did look like they're going to be an awful team this year. And so we got to be careful how much credit we give to the Packers for that victory. But they looked really good. They showed some explosiveness, explosive scoring plays, and Jordan Love, he played well. He was steady. I would call that steady play. It was nothing spectacular or special about it, but I would say he played steady. The Falcons, I was not impressed by the Falcons. I felt like the Falcons allowed the Panthers to move the ball just too much. With a rookie quarterback and no explosive players on offense, the Panthers were still able to move the ball down the field on the Falcons. And did not like what I saw with the Falcons. Even on offense, they didn't. All they had was their running back, Bijan Robinson, the rookie. He looked very explosive. He jumped off the screen to me as the best player on the Falcons team. So they do have that going for them. But the Packers have two, what I would say, explosive running backs in Jones and Dillon. And I think that's going to be enough to defeat the Falcons. Even though it's a road game, Packers going on the road, so that's going to make a difference. But like I said, the Falcons were at home in week 1 and got the ball moved up and down the field on them. I think if the Packers are able to move the ball on the Falcons, they're going to finish it with scores. And that's what I'm expecting. Packers -1. Next game, Ravens at Bengals. Okay. This is a personal game of the week for me. Joe Burrow is on my favorite players list. And Lamar Jackson is number 1 on my favorite players list. My favorite player, Lamar Jackson. So I'm very excited to watch this game. This will be on the main screen. So I thought the Ravens looked good last week. Although I thought they could have played, I want to say, a lot better. Because the Ravens are a team that I'm expecting to go to the Super Bowl. And the Texans are a team that I'm expecting to be the worst in the league this year. One of the worst, with like the Cardinals. So you want to see the Ravens go in there and just steamroll a team like the Texans. And I guess the final score would say they dominated because they covered a 10-point spread. That would suggest dominance. But I watched that game and I just thought that the Ravens could have made it look even easier. You know, they're much better than that team. I like what I saw from their rookie receiver, Zay Flowers. He looks like he's going to be a good addition to the team. And I would like to see OBJ get more targets this week. I think he needs to get more targets. They did not throw the ball to him a lot in week 1. So I like to see him get more opportunities. The Ravens will not be playing an inferior team this week with the Bengals. The Bengals are also a team that I could easily see in the Super Bowl. Real good team. The Bengals looked bad last week against the Browns. Again, we're not going to overreact to that. We're going to look at that. We know that the Bengals are uber talented. When you get Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, there's a lot, Mixon. There's a lot of talent on this team. Higgins, too talented for us to think that they're gonna play that poorly multiple times this season. We don't think so. We think that was just a bad game against a divisional opponent. The Browns were ready to play, and we're just gonna chalk that up to a bad week for the Bengals. It's difficult for me to picture the Bengals starting the season 0-2 with the talent I just was talking about they got so much of. But that is what I think is going to happen. I'm picking the Ravens in this game. The Ravens are getting 3.5 points. Anytime a quarterback the level of Lamar Jackson gets 3.5 points, you want to take those points. And Lamar Jackson's level is MVP. He's an MVP. So anytime a quarterback of that level is getting points, I like to take those points. And that's what we're going to do this week. We're going to take the Ravens plus the 3.5. Next game is Dolphins at Patriots. Okay, the Patriots lost in week 1, but there were good things to take away from their loss, as I thought the Patriots played really hard against the Eagles, which is the Eagles are a team that's a lot better than the Patriots. The Eagles are a team that's probably going to be in the Super Bowl, a lot better than the Patriots. Yet the Patriots had the ball with a chance to win at the end of the game. They were one score down with a chance to win. Didn't come through because I don't think much of Mac Jones. We talked about this last week. I don't think much of him, but I will give him credit. He played well in the second half of this game against the Eagles. He started slow. The pick six he threw was not his fault. It hit the receiver in the hands, so I guess that wasn't his fault. And he played decent. So there's his credit. But this week they got the Dolphins. Okay, the Dolphins last week looked very impressive, just like I expected they would. They had a lot of explosive plays. Tua was pinpoint accurate with his passes. And they played a tough team. The Chargers played them really hard, and the Dolphins had to really scrap and be very efficient to pull out this victory. So I like a lot what I saw from the Dolphins. How do you stop Tyreek Hill? I don't think anyone has the answer for that. There's no stopping Tyreek Hill. Okay, the Dolphins are 2.5 point favorites, and we're going to pick the Dolphins for this game. But I want to point out two major factors that I consider that worry me when picking the Dolphins for this game. Number one is the amount of travel in the first 2 weeks for the Dolphins. They traveled cross-country trip to LA last week to play the Chargers, and they're going up to New England this week to play the Patriots. That is a lot of travel, and I think that amount of travel is weary. It makes the body weary, I think. And I want to see how that's going to affect the Dolphins this week. Also, number two factor I'm considering, a Patriots loss will mean that the Patriots are 0-2 to start the season and 0-2 at home. That's a big deal to me. That's a big deal to me. No matter how poorly I think the Patriots have been since Tom Brady left, I still have a lot of respect for Bill Belichick and his coaching. And I think it's very un-Belichick-like to go 0-2 at home to start the season. And but I think that's what's going to happen. So I think we're going to see that. And I think that a Dolphins victory here with those two factors that I just mentioned, especially with the travel, starting the season, 2 long road trips, if they win this game, that is an early season sign that the Dolphins are serious contenders to win the Super Bowl this year. Because, like I said, a lot of tough travel. We'll see. Final game this week, Browns at Steelers. Browns got a big victory over the Bengals in week 1. Steelers got a big beatdown from the 49ers in week 1. Both of these games I do not think are a result are going to show what these teams are going to be. I expect the Browns to have a good season, I do. But I don't think they looked good even with the victory last week. I don't think they looked good getting the victory. It was a struggle. And it was bad weather, but the Browns offense was a struggle to watch. I'm just waiting for Deshaun Watson to return to his form when he was in Houston. I'm waiting for him to go back to that. I do think he's gonna get back to his Houston form, but he didn't look there just yet. on Sunday. Steelers, on the other hand, they got a beat down. I'm shocked by the beat down, but I do think the 49ers are just that good. They're a really great team, and that's how that happened. I'm shocked that the Steelers let a team come cross country like that and beat them down. I think that Coach Tomlin is going to have this Steelers team a lot more ready to play this week. I don't see them losing 2 home games in a row. It's the same thing I said about Belichick a minute ago. I'm saying about the Steelers and their coach Tomlin this week. Tomlin has never had a losing season. I don't expect him to have one this season, even though he's got a second-year quarterback with Kenny Pickett. I do like the Kenny Pickett to, I don't know the guy's first name, Pickens, the receiver. I like that combination. Both of those guys are great. And Steelers got some great players. They got Watt on defense. I don't see them getting beat 2 home games in a row like that. So we're going to go Steelers this week. Take the points. Steelers +2. Okay. Time for the recap. Packers, Ravens, Dolphins, Steelers. That's the lineup for week 2. We were 3-1 in week 1. We're proud of that. And we like our picks this week, even though we have 2 underdogs. We like both of them. Yeah, you can hit us in the comments. Let us know what you think about our picks and let us know about your picks. That's real cool. Hit like and subscribe. That helps the channel a lot. We appreciate that. Thanks for watching. And hey, enjoy the weekend of football. Peace.